Hey, this is Kriss and this is Getaway Rock 2013. We have the wonderful Mark from the legendary Lamb of God. Now, this is a massive pleasure for me because I've been listening to these guys for such a long time, and Redneck's one of my favourite songs, especially to sing in the car. So, thank you for coming to Sweden, and I just want to talk to you about the metal scene over the last 10 years. How do you think it's developed?
How's it developed? Well, wow, that's a pretty big question. It is a big question. You know, honestly, it's hard for me to really evaluate it because we're so in it. You know what I mean? So, I can't say this. It seemed like there were a bunch of bands that popped out of the U.S. for a second that had this thing going on, and then all of a sudden there was this second wave and third wave of just flood of bands behind it. Great stuff in all of it, but so it seems like there's just so many bands now. It's kind of hard to sort through it all, really.
This takes me to my next point because now there are so many different genres, and if you're a metal fan, I mean, I don't know where you start. You've got metal, thrash. I mean, it's just. I don't understand why people need to label things. I mean, how do you find that for yourself?
Well, it's tough. Again, it's tough for me to evaluate that. I'll be 41 years old in a couple months, so when I was,
you're still a puppy.
When I was coming up, man, it was it was just metal, right? And now there's 20 different genres, and I've seen different names applied to us over the course of the years, yet we really, we keep doing what we're doing. So I think the name thing is just a way for people to sort of pin the tail on a donkey, you know what I mean? To me, it's all heavy metal. It's either good or it's not.
What's your memories of when you're first starting out in a tour van and there's all of you kind of living together? You know, what's your worst or best memory from that?
They're kind of the same. I mean, it's changed so much and we've been doing this for so long, but man, we were a gang back then. We were just a tornado of reckless insanity. And, we've all kind of grown up a little bit and settled down a bit, and thank God. But back in those van and trailer days where we were sleeping at rest stops and on people's floors, I mean, those are the best and the worst memories, because it was it was a constant struggle, but you look back on it with fondness.
Do you want to say anything to the folks back home before you disappear and you start doing your thing on stage and we can hang out later?
The folks back home?
Well, Sweden, and this will probably go on the internet. This will go everywhere,
Well, it's just great to be back in Sweden, man. We got to hang out with some good friends for a little bit. I was shooting the breeze with the In Flames guys a little while ago, and hopefully the rain lets up. And
yeah, they're awesome guys. We just did an interview earlier. They're good friends.
Yeah, we're back with those guys, so it's cool to see them.
I'm so stoked you've actually come and speak to us, and this has been one of my favourite ones so far. So, Mark, thank you so much for being a Getaway. This is Backdrop, and this is Kriss, and this is Getaway Rock 2013. And get your horns out.